Hi everybody, it's Hayden Crawford here from the Dreamtime Academy and welcome to today's live Starseed Numerology readings. I'm so delighted that you can join me here today. Look at me, I'm looking really bright and breezy today, aren't I? I've amplified the colours a little bit so you can see them a bit better, and hopefully that brings a bit of a smile to your face on this Friday morning or Thursday night, wherever in the world that you are. So what's your week been like? Tell me all about it. Have you had a great week? Have you had a poor week? What's been going on for you? Whereabouts in the world are you watching me today? Leave a few comments. Let me know exactly where you are. So we've got Christine's here. Can I have a reading from my brother John on the 7th of March, 1966? You were very quick off the mark there today, Christine. There you go. Yeah, I'll have a look at that for you for sure. Excellent. So yeah, we're all go, aren't we, at the moment? I think the whole world is frantic at the moment. It sounds like we've all got Mercury retrograde going on at the moment, which is making technology not work as well, and things tend to go in reverse during the retrograde. So just watch out for that. And actually, with your technology, it's one of the main things that gets affected by that. So I wouldn't be surprised today if it doesn't break up a little bit. So you got yourself up nice and early today, did you, Christine? That's awesome. All right, then. Well, look, I'll start with that nice and quickly today. I think we'll get on to the first one. So he's called John, and he's the 7th of March, 1966. All right, Christine, I'll have a look at that. So John on the 7th of March. Are you close to your brother, Christine, or is there a bit of sibling rivalry going on there? Do you get on all right? Okay, so we've got the 1, the 9, the double sixes, and the 3, that's 7. Okay, so for anyone who's watching that doesn't know what I do, I'm a colour numerologist. So I actually teach Pythagorean numerology, and what I'm doing is I'm transferring John's birthday into a birth chart. Okay, and we can see here, so these are all the mental numbers. So 3, 6 and 9 are mental numbers, and they represent different aspects of our mental plane of existence. So our creativity, our idealism, and our imagination, and our analytical abilities. So then we've got the emotional numbers, which are the 2, 5 and 8, and these represent your intuition, the center of your emotional plane, and your independence. And then we've got the physical numbers, which are 1, 4 and 7, your verbal self-expression, your practicality, and your ability to learn through your own experience as well. Hi, Amina. So first time live, Mina. Fantastic. It's awesome for you to join us here today. How about for my daughter, May the 24th, 2000? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing really well, thank you. Yeah, it's been another really busy week though. So it's full on. We've got Lil Afronga 92. Hiya, nice to see you. What's your real name and where do you come from? Hiya, Ashley Shams is here as well, all the way from sunny Texas. Beautiful. So excited to be able to make it for the reading. That's awesome. There you go. So only in contact since your father died 3.5 years ago. Well, often it takes things like that to happen in our lives, doesn't it? To bring, sort of people back together again, because, at the end of the day, it's like the world is it's a vast place. And if you are fortunate enough to be able to share the same biological mother and father, then, there is definitely going to be some connection because you are part of the same thing. I mean, I know we're all part of the same thing on a global scale, but, you actually share the same DNA. So Mina says, my name is Ariella on May the 24th, 2000. Hi, Amar Shams. Great to see you. Bonnie Clappel. That's a cool name. This is my first time watching you live, and I've only just learned of you about the colours. My name is Bonnie, and your date of birth is then. Fantastic. Great. So we've got some nice fresh newbies in the house today, which is great. So I'm going to be able to get through all of you today and look at your numerologies. But we're actually, at the moment, we're looking at John's birth chart, which is Christine's brother. Okay, so they've only just got back together again since Christine's father died. So what do we know from this? Okay, so we can see that he is a day number 7. So I'll explain the meanings behind this in just a second. He's a ruling number. Now, the way we work out the ruling number is by adding up all of the numbers in the date of birth. So that's 16, 22, 25, 32. So he's a ruling number 5. And then we also can look at a personal year cycle as well. And that's like, we travel in 9-year cycles in Pythagorean numerology, which are kind of like peak years and trough years. So it's almost like a chart that goes like that. So, and different, it's a, you know, depending on what number we're in, is a different influence we have available to us. So it can stimulate either a mental, emotional, or physical plane of existence for us. So for Johnny's in a 7, 7 and 7 is 14. He's in a 5 this year as well. So there we've got John's numbers. So what we can see is he's got these 2 arrows. So actually, John has got what's called the arrow of hypersensitivity, which is the lack of the 2, 5, and the 8. So this means that he's got a weak soul protection. So, you know, he actually gets easily hurt. So bless him. You know, it's you know, he's very sensitive, you know, so he might be inclined to sort of retreat away, but he does struggle a lot to communicate how he feels. So sometimes, you know, he might be one of those people that kind of bottles it all up. He likes to explore the deeper meanings behind life, but he has to learn through his own experience, because he's a day number 7 person. And the day number is the number which carries the second biggest weight in your birth chart. Okay, so what that means is that, you know, this is Neptunian influence as well. So this is Neptune in the color mirror system. Can you see that? So it's beautiful, isn't it? So it's turquoise over turquoise is Neptune, the Neptunian bottle there. All right, and you can see that these color mirrors bottles are oil, so it's purified water with oil on top, which is a base oil of avocado, which they've all got natural vegetable dyes as well, and they're infused with Ho'oponopono and loving intent. So it's a bit like, you know, Masuo Emoto's experiments with water, where, you know, when we channel love and divine light into anything, especially water, you know, the crystalline frequency of it changes, and they become some beautiful sacred geometric shapes. So all of these remedies are such high vibration because they are, you know, they're infused with divine love and Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian prayer ritual. So what we can see there is he's got this day number 7. So he'd make a good teacher, you know, so he has to learn through his own experience, Christine. He's very hyperactive and gets very stressed, moody, and not very practical. No, he's not very practical. You can see, because he's only got 2 numbers there on his practical. He's got no 4. So if someone's got a 4, they're usually very practical people, but he hasn't. He likes freedom, Christine. So, you know, for him, you know, it's very important for him to feel free and actually to be able to express himself freely, which he struggles to do. He's actually very creative as well. I mean, he's got a very active mind. So for him, you know, arrow of intellect, which is the 3, 6, and 9. So all of his numbers are on the physical plane. So it means that he's overthinks things a lot. So he's one of these. He's got a very overactive mind. So his left brain, his imagination memory is stimulated, but he's got creative impulses as well. But it can be a little bit possessive, because when you get a double 6 like that, it's the home and family. And it just means that, you know, sometimes he might kind of want that all for himself. So, yeah, so it's very overactive. But, you know, he's also, when he's living negatively, he could be prone to worry and anxiety. So he might, you know, get overly stressed and all the rest of it. So, you know, for him, he's also got an isolated 7. So there will be sacrifices in either love, health, or money in his life, one of those 3 things. And that lesson will have to keep on coming back round again for him until the penny drops and he learns the lesson, and then he can kind of move on. All right. So, you know, I don't know what that has been for him. It could have been that, you know, love might have been challenging. And actually for him, it might be because he's got this arrow of hypersensitivity. So he might not feel like he's able to open up. Mind you, he's a ruling 5, so freedom's very important to him. So he's got the Mercury as being his color influence there. And this is green over green. All right, so this is Mercury. And Mercury is a fluid and, you know, flowing metal. And Mercury is about versatility and communication as well, and travel and freedom. So for him, you know, he needs to be able to express himself freely. He maybe enjoys traveling, going to different cultures, seeing different places. And this year, that'll be even more important to him because he's in a personal year cycle 5. So that 5 energy is mirrored there. And it means that, you know, he won't want to feel restricted at all. So he doesn't like being told what to do. He has to do things his own way. There you go. So Christine says he sacrificed his life for parents, especially his mother, so stayed home to protect mom from the violent father. Yeah. Never left home, no relationships, and not done anything. Wow. So he really has, you know, it's a shame because it sounds like he he hasn't lived up to his full potential, you know, because, you know, he's somebody that, you know, does like to explore the deeper meaning behind life. He wants this sense of freedom, but it's almost like he's created his own little mini prison for himself, which is really, really sad to hear about. Okay, so there we go. That's John for you. So yeah, John, Christine's brother. Now we're going to go on to the next one now. So I'm going to have a look at, let's have a look at Mina. Mina, I think you were next up, weren't you? So let's have a look, Mina. Oh, is this yours, Mina? Mina Izako. Oh, her name is Ariella. So this is a friend of yours, is it? Ariella, May the 24th. Because I think I did your report for you, didn't I? I did a Starseed Numerology report for you, Mina, the other day. And how was that for you? Did you enjoy that? Excellent. Excellent. So Christine says, thanks very much for that. It's very true. So Caitlin Melancon says, I've been using lavender over orange, thanks to you. Thank you, sir. Ah, beautiful. Lavender over orange. I love that color combination. You know, and the lavender over orange is such a great one as well. Like if you've experienced a walk-in or something like that, or you know, that you've had a bit of a shock, because the two colors together is heavenly bliss, but it's also, you know, it's about when you've had a shock and you've gone to spirit. So it could have been that you left your body, you know, during an accident or something like that. Is your daughter Ariella Scott? Okay, so Ariella. So we'll look at Ariella's then for you, Mina. Ariella. Okay. 24th of May 2000. Okay, so this will be an interesting one as well, because what we can see with the younger generation, they're born, you know, with no 1 or 9 influence like people the generation before. So naturally, because 2 is a feminine influence, it's feminine energy, it's the moon energy. It is, you know, it's very connected to, you know, sensitivity and intuition. So a lot of them actually are very sensitive little star seeds. So Mina is a day number 6, okay, which is the planet Venus. I'll show you that in a second. And a ruling number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. So a ruling 4 in a year, 9, 10, 11, 15, 6. All right, so this is Ariella's. All right, can you see that? There you go. So Ariella. Okay, so what we can see from Ariella is, first of all, she has got what's called the arrow of poor memory. Now, this means that she won't learn in traditional ways, Mina. So she's one of those Steiner school children that will learn through being more creative. And, you know, her memory, you know, she might have to work a lot harder than other people to be able to retain information. So she might not necessarily, you know, like how we learned at school, where we learned, like, you know, your 2 times table, your 3 times table. It was all through repetition. You know, it's like 2 2s are 4, 3 2s are 6, 4 2s are 8. You know, all the way through all of those, and you just become like a robot, kind of reciting all this BS. And you know, for Ariella, you know, she's kind of not going to learn in that way, because the memory isn't going to be that great. She's actually very intuitive, and a very feeling person. So she's probably going to really you know, sort of connect with animals or old people, but actually she's quite practical. All right, so she is a ruling number 4, so she actually is a doing person as well. So she's got that practical side to her nature. So it'd be like she likes to do physical things, she likes active participation in life, and she's actually probably, you know, somebody who, you know, is you know, just wants to be involved physically, good with their hands, you know. Now, she is a day number 6, so that means that it's all about creativity for her. So, and the home and family are very important. Now, 6, as I mentioned before, is Venus energy, and this is the Venus bottle. So Venus is pink over pink. And what we know about Venus is it's the planet of love. So 6 is about love and creativity and magic, you know. So when a 6 comes in, it's also about, you know, sort of being creative. And actually because she's a ruling 4, she'd probably be quite creative through her hands. So I feel like she could be a good artist, or she could, you know, she could express some way, whatever medium she chooses. And I think that would do really well for her. And actually, you know, the 4 people, you know, they tend to go into more practical, you know, sort of purpose work. in their lives. Now, she's in a year cycle 6 at the moment, so Venus shines its light for Ariella this year as well. So what that means is that, you know, the home and family are going to become very important for her this year. She might reinvent the way she looks, you know, or she might even change her house around, her home, because the 6 is about home. So she has to remember to live positively this year, though, okay? Because when we're out of balance and we live negatively, the 6 influence can actually be destruction. So the opposite of creativity is destruction. So she has to really, you know, sort of harness the powers of her influences, her day number influences, and her ruling number influences, to be able to kind of, you know, really re-engage the mind plane for her, because otherwise, you know, later on in life she might, you know, be somebody who could be prone to getting things like Alzheimer's or dementia. You know, these are the things that can come up for the arrow of poor memory. So what I've discovered is yellow energy is really good for stimulating the mind and the memory, and even like a flower that's called the isopogon, which is an Australian bush flower essence, and it's a yellow flower, and it looks like a brain, and that's very good for retrieving lost information from past lives, but also for stimulating the memory. So it might be that you can work with something like that for her. Okay, it's a very interesting chart. You're right, Ashley. Yeah. Hello, friends. It's What the Juice is here. Lovely to see you. Mina says it was a lovely Starseed report. Thank you. I'm really pleased you enjoyed it, Mina. And Caitlin says, yeah, that you've been using those 2 colors, which is fantastic. Excellent. So how was that? Did that make sense for you, Mina? How does that describe Ariella? She's, you know, she's a beautiful little starseed. She's very sensitive, as I said. She knows how she feels. But actually, because she's got no 1, she can struggle to talk about how she feels, because, you know, the 1 is the masculine energy. There's no 1 in her chart. So, and the 1 is also about verbal self-expression. So for her, you know, she could be quite, you know, sort of introspective, and she'd need to be encouraged to speak about how she feels. So using blue or orange energy is a very great way to get her to open up, or even the kids' color packs as well. I'll show you what they look like, actually, because I've got some here. Just bear with me a second. These are really good for kids. You know, I know she's not officially a kid because she's 20, but, you know, if you have got like really sensitive, you know, people in your house, these are great, because these are like almost like a set that introduces you to the color mirrors, but in a, you know, sort of like a really cool way. So inside you've got all the dual colored oils like that. So all the chakra colors, so like red and coral, orange and gold, yellow and green and turquoise, etc., and they're rollables. So you roll them on, you get them to choose intuitively. For people that find it difficult expressing themselves in words, you get them to choose and put it and rub it onto their body where they feel comfortable. So you're basically empowering them to be able to find their own solutions. So they're beautiful, those, and they're on at only 97 Australian dollars, and they can be sent out all over the world. They're absolutely gorgeous, and they smell delicious. So those are the kids' color packs there. So a lot of the time these kids really need, you know, that extra support to be able to find the right words. I know, it is so beautiful. I know, I totally agree. So she struggles expressing her emotions, Mina. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I felt like something like that would really help her to be able to do that and get beyond that. Yeah, excellent. Okay, hiya, Tina. Tina is here. Hiya, Tina. There's Tina. Say hello, Tina. Hello, Tina. All right, so right, we're going to go to Bonnie next. Are you still there, Bonnie Clappel? We're going to go to you. It's probably Clappel, isn't it? I probably pronounced it in the northern way, you know, Clappel. Hello, Bonnie Clappel. When it's you're probably Bonnet Clappel. So there you go. So excellent. Right, so we're going to go to now Bonnie. Now, tell me once again, Bonnie, whereabouts are you in the world? Bonnie Clappel. And that's the 21st of the 7th, 1961. What's Bonnie short for? Like staple. Bonnie Claypool. Bonnie Claypool. Got it. Like staple. Journaling, absolutely, Ashley. That's a really good point. Journaling is really, it's a really fantastic way to be able to, you know, to sort of express yourself if you can't find the words. Yeah, I totally agree, Ashley. Wise words from Miss Shams there. Okay, so we've got the 7, we've got the 9, we've got the 6 as well. 6, 7, 9, 2, 1. Ah, right. Okay. So Bonnie, you've got an interesting one because you're a bit like me. So in the sense that you've got no arrows, because I was born on the 16th of the 10th, 1972, and we've got the same combination of numbers. So the biggest lesson for people with no arrows is wise assertiveness. So you've got to learn how to become assertive, but not in a sort of like, dominant or, sort of pushy way, but just be able to express yourself, in a really sort of kind and compassionate way, but get your point across. All right. Because sometimes you can kind of like hold back because you don't want to upset the apple cart. So that's one of the big lessons for the people with no arrows. And also the fact that you're a very adaptable person, Bonnie. You're a very adaptable person. So you're 9, 10, 16, 17, 8, 9, 27. So you're a ruling number 9 like me as well. Okay. And you are in a personal year cycles 11, 12, 13, 14 in a 5. Okay. So this is what Bonnie's looks like. There you go. Excellent. All right, so there we go. All right, can we see that? All right, so Bonnie's got no arrows, as I just explained. You're a ruling number 9. Now, the 9 people are as well, the 9 is Mars energy. So really for you, Bonnie, you've got to learn how to do and say what needs doing and saying. At the time, it needs to be done and said, instead of getting angry and frustrated, all right, and being meek and mild. Because, this is Mars. Mars is actually red over orange in the color mirror system. It's a beautiful bottle, so it's fire energy. And it's the complementary colors to this is, we always have to look at the complementary because our eyes register those colors as those colors. All right, and I'm going to post a video up early next week, which explains complementary colors in a bit more detail, and it helps you to understand it. So, the cones in the back of the eyes get tired when we look at red like that. And then what we actually see is green. And when we look at orange, we see blue. So, this is the communication bottle in the color mirror system. So this is really key for you. For you, actually, Bonnie, you're somebody who is either very chatty. Okay, so there's 2 very distinct types of people with 3 ones. They're very chatty, the ones that don't shut up. A bit like me, because I've got 3 ones. And then there's the ones that don't say boo to a goose. And occasionally you get the ones which have a combination of both. All right, so they are very, very quiet until they're around people that they know and love, and then they become like a gobshite. So that's not a really nice word, is it? There you go. I've got to learn to be a bit more impeccable with my words. So this is like this beautiful red in the conscious section of the bottle. So Mars is about expressing yourself so you don't get angry. Now, the 9 is also the number. It's a very wise number because it carries the weight of all the numbers that go before it. So there's a lot of wisdom there. The 9 is also the healer, and it's far more suited to celestial work than to corporate work. So they're not great money managers. So like for me, for example, in my relationship, my husband looks after all of the finances because I'm like honest rubbish at it. So he's very good at being able to manage all of that sort of stuff. So I'm not a great money manager. So I just hand it over to my husband, who's an 8, and the 8s are very, very good at managing finances and doing all that, that sort of process driven stuff. Whereas like the 9's quite creative. So the 9 is very idealistic. It has a great sense of responsibility and is very, it's very ambitious as well. So all of this comes into the 9. So they make great healers or counselors. Now the day number 3, people, 3 is about expansion. So this is number 3. So 3 is Jupiter. So Jupiter energy is coral. So coral is the color of the new Christ ray. And number 3, it's about the memory. It's about stimulation, it's about analysis, it's about it's about intellect as well. So day number 3 people have got far more important things to do with their life purpose than to just get a regular day job. They don't really want to do that. So but they can suffer from low self-esteem or self-doubt, and they have to learn to self-accept. So self-acceptance brings about expansion for the day number 3 people. But they are lovely, bright, happy people as well, so they can be the life and soul of the party. Now, Bonnie, for you as well, what we can see is you've got a 6, so the home and family are very important to you. You are very creative, and I feel that you're very intuitive as well. So you're quite sensitive because you've got 1, 2 in there. So you've got a beautifully balanced sensitivity and intuition, and you've got to learn to trust that because you've got great gut first instincts. Now, this year you're in a personal year cycle 5, which really is about you feeling free and actually you're needing to express yourself freely this year, whether that's through creative impulses or whether that's just for you to be able to open up. So, you know, and if you can't travel for any reason and explore that way, then you must try and express that in a different sort of way. So that's why creativity can sometimes be a great thing. You might be inspired by lyrics, music and poetry, those sorts of things as well, or writing. You have this isolated 7. Now what I mean by that is if we go back to your chart again, what we can see is you've got this 7 here, which is all on its little lonesome in the corner. Now that means that there's sacrificing either love, health or finances for you, one of those 3 things. So it could be that it's like, okay, you know, like love becomes a challenge for you because you're not able to know how you feel, so you might react to emotional situations. Or it could be that money keeps on coming to you and then disappearing, or your health, you know, one of those 3 things. And that will have to keep on repeating itself until you learn the lesson, because that's isolated. So that means that lesson is repeated, okay, time and time again. So it's a lot of red energy for you. And when we see red energy in someone's chart, you know, because coral and red and orange, red pushes away, all right? Blue acquires, red pushes away, and yellow oscillates. So yellow is kind of like it doesn't know whether it's coming or going. So red is often, you know, it's survival that comes up for the red people. It's almost like, you know, they push away because they don't want to get hurt, because they may have lived with an abusive parent or something like that, you know, they push away. There you go. So Bonnie says, you've nailed me down, and all three of those are problems. Oh, wow. Okay. So love, health and money. Wow. Okay. So yeah, so sometimes, you know, but again, you know, when you've got Mars as a big influence and Jupiter, it's about expansion. There's a lot of fire energy in there. Learn to use that fire wisely. Okay. That's all I can say. Now, guys, what I'd like you to do, if you haven't already liked this video, please like it. And if you send it through to all of your friends and family as well, that would be awesome. Because, you know, birds of a feather flock together, and it'd be great to get more of you into the live chat next week. All right. So we can expand this group and share the love around the planet. Make sure you like it now. Don't be shy. Press like. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so now and click the bell, because then you'll know when I go live. I go live 3 times a week on a Tuesday, Starseed Awakening between 9 and 10, where we go through lots of different processes and share information to help you raise into 5D. Then on a Thursday, I do the color mirrors readings, and then on a Friday, we do the live numerology readings as well. So just make sure you're aware of when I'm on, because obviously we're all in different time zones. So it's 9 o'clock Western Standard Time. And remember as well, if you click the bell, then you will be notified about it. Okay, so Ashley, what I recommend for people with a lot of red energy is, yeah, because like treats like. So it's a bit like homeopathy. Okay, so like treats like, but also the complementary color is the antidote. So for red, green is the antidote to red related issues, because green is the complementary color to red. So green is about space. So often if we're angry, we have space, the anger diffuses. You know, it's that sort of thing. So we can use both. So with the essence sprays, so I don't know if you've ever seen these before, but I do the essence sprays as well. So there's about 54 different keynote essence sprays. So for example, this one is fire. All right, this is fire energy. And I brought this one in with me today because I was feeling a bit flat. And I was like, all right, I need some fire this morning. Like my day started off pretty chaotically. It was just bombarded by emails and then like tracking numbers and all this sort of stuff. And it was just like, oh my God. So I thought I need some fire. So you bring the fire in like that and you just spray it around you. And of course, like. So this is really, really good. Brings red energy and it helps you to fuel your fire, give you energy. All right. And it's also really good for shock and trauma, because orange is the remedy for shock, trauma and abuse. Okay, so that's how it kind of works. All right. And Bonnie says, I always try to help others at the expense of myself. That's a typical ruling 9 trait, and also the 3 as well. Okay, so yeah, so just watch that. Just watch that. Christina says Megan on October the 31st, 1986. I'll have a look at that one as well, Christina. Let's have a look. We're going to do who else is a newbie here today? Oh, right, okay. We've got Lila, May the 12th, 1992. I'll have a look at yours as well, since you've made it live today, which is awesome. So Bonnie, how did that go for you? Did that make sense to you? Let me know in the comments section all about it. Now, remember that if you want a full report, then we have to look at your date of birth and your living name, because they both carry vibrational influences. To get a really balanced and holistic chart, you can't just look at the birth date. You've got to look at the name chart, the birth chart side by side. And from that, we can work out your soul urge number, which is the, like your deepest inner yearnings, why your soul incarnated on the planet. What was it trying to learn in this lifetime? It also looks at like your outer expression number, which is actually, the way other people perceive you, because the way you think you project yourself into the world is different to the way people perceive you. It will also look at, your peak years of maturity, which is known as the pyramids in Pythagorean numerology. And actually, each one of us has 4 peak years of maturity, and they start at a certain point in your life. And there's like a magic sort of code that we use to be able to work out when that starts. And each of those 9-year cycles carries a number influence, which can affect that whole period, that whole chapter of your life. We look at your starseed origins as well. So which planetary system did you come from? Were you from Pleiades or Lyra or Arcturus or Andromeda? And also what your soul purpose is as well, plus all of your color mirrors influences as well, which are based around your astrological and your numerological influences. So actually it's almost like a life report, which tells you everything about yourself. And they're only 49 Australian dollars as well. So get in quick if you want one of those, because we are getting through a lot of reports at the moment, and they're taking around about 5 business days because they are handcrafted. They're not computer generated. So just make sure that you get in for one of those. Okay, so I'm going to move on now to Lila. Lila goes, yay, thank you. All right, Lila, let's have a look. Lila is May the 12th, 1992. Lila, May the 12th. So the 12th of May, 1992. My cat's called Lala, not Lila. My cat is a rag doll. She's a chocolate point rag doll, and she's got a chocolate brown face, and she's got beautiful beige fur, blue eyes, and she's very scared. She's scared of everything. But yeah, she's called Lala. She's actually called Bella, but it evolved over time, and so we just call her Lala now. And yeah, even that scares her when we say that. So yeah, she's very, very timid. We got her as a kitten, but we think that she must have been abused or something like that before we got her, which is really sad. But that's what people do, don't they? Some people, anyway. All right. So what have we got there then? So we've got Bonnie says my life path 9, soul urge is 8. Bonnie says third number is 7. What's a starseed? What's a starseed, Bonnie? You've got to get with the program. So yeah, if you watch all of the videos on starseeds on my channel, this is determines like which star system your soul is incarnated from at this time, and you can see the traits, the different traits of the starseeds as well, because that will help you to identify which system you came from. Like for me, I was actually told about 4 years ago in the middle of the night that I was from Andromeda, and I didn't even know what it meant. So I Googled it the next day and I was like, oh my God, what's this? And then I started researching the traits of the Andromedans and what they're here to do. And it was like, aha, right, I get it now. So I made a whole sequence of videos, explores all the different star systems and all the different star seeds. And this is where you actually start to fully understand what your mission here is on Earth, okay? So thank you very much, Christina, for that that lovely little donation. I really appreciate that. That's so awesome. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. All helps. It all helps, guys. The little donation here and a little donation there helps the Dreamtime channel keep going. So what we can say is, hey, oh my God, says Caitlin. It's okay, Bonnie. I'm new to this too. There you go. And that's all right, Bonnie. Do you know what? Like, it's fine. We all wake up at different times with this. But it really is a fascinating thing to be able to do. So how much is 14? No, it's 40. It's 49 Australian. So it's about 20. It's about 28 I think it's about 28 or 32 or something like that. It's very reasonable in America, because your money is much better than ours. Yeah, ours is really rubbish at the moment in Australia. There you go. So I have a cat, Mia, with abandonment issues, very needy and insecure. Most of my cats have been abused by previous owners. There you go, Christine. That's the thing. And they need sensitive souls like you, don't they, to be able to go in and help them. There you go. So Caitlin says, Andromeda told me as I fell asleep that they are protecting me. Yeah, I got told that as well, actually. So that's beautiful, Caitlin. Fantastic. Excellent. Brilliant. There you go. So Kim's here as well. Kim G, Kim Dean Garrick as well. The 2nd of July, 20. Made it. Apologies for being late. Love and light. I'm glad that you made it, Kim. I was hoping that you would. There you go. And thank you so much. Ashley, beautiful fiery flames in the volcano. Look at all that volcano lava coming out the top of those little icons. That's gorgeous. All right, Lila, I'm digressing a little bit, aren't I? Soul family. Exactly, Caitlin. Soul family. All right, so Caitlin, Lila, rather, you're a very sensitive soul. Look at those two twos there. Now, 2 in the colour mirror system is the moon bottle, so it's blue over blue. Mother Mary energy that comes in there. So that's sensitivity and intuition. More Shams, honestly, look at you, Shams, go again. She's giving me a lovely little donation there of 999. 999. That's Mars, remember? It's funny because the numbers actually are so relevant. You know, I love all the 9s. You know, that's one of my favorite donations is a 999. I've never had a $99.99 yet, or a $999.99 donation yet, but I'm still very open to receiving those. So there you go. So what we can see is arrow of determination there. Now, the arrow of determination here is where you have got a lot of persistence to be able to get things done in your life. So it's called the arrow of determination because it means that, you know, like a dog with a bone. So when you set a goal for yourself, you'll see it through to finality, no problems whatsoever. Now, you've got 2 9s in your chart as well. So the 9 is the humanitarian. So you want to be of service to people. You want to help people. It's also about ambition and idealism. So you're very idealistic, you're very ambitious, and there's a lot of wisdom there. Now, for you, you've got beautiful, perfect self-expression and intuitive powers, because what we look for in a chart is 2 2s and 2 1s. So this means that you are very sensitive, you understand, you care, you know, you can get psychic information coming through for you. You love animals and children, old people maybe as well sometimes, but also, you know, this is really about, you know, you kind of knowing how you feel and being able to express that. So that's really a great quality, a positive quality about you. You could do with developing your connection to the planet and also your creativity and imagination. Now, you are a day number 3 person, so you've got the Jupiter energy that comes in for your day number influence, remember, which is your 2nd biggest influence here. That's coral energy, and coral is a combination of, like, you know, when you mix yellow and red together, but it's 3 parts red, 1 part yellow. So again, what we say about red energy, you know, pushes away, but this is really about, you know, self-acceptance, and you want expansion in your life. You're very whimsical, you want, you know, you're interested in lyrics and music and poetry, you're very light and sunny and cheery and things like that. So it's very sociable, but there can be self-doubt that comes in. So you really need to go through a process of self-acceptance, and it's accepting the fact that you are Christ energy. You know, that's it, you are God in a body. What we can also see is your ruling number, which it carries the most weight. We call it a ruling number in Pythagorean numerology, is a 9, 10, 19, 20, 9, 10, 19, 21, 26, 27, 28, 29. You're a ruling 11. So the 11 is a master number. Okay, so that's an interesting question. I'll come back to that one, Bonnie. Okay, so yeah, the ruling 11 is a master number. The master number 11 is duality in the colour mirror system, which is deep magenta over clear. And that's like your last look at issues of separation. So you are here for a spiritual purpose to guide humanity forward into the golden age of Aquarius. So for you, you like partnerships. You like to be as part of a pair. You are somebody probably is more inclined to be a follower than a leader. But also, you know, you kind of need to use that power of the 3 energy, that sort of more assertive energy, to be able to help you to achieve your goals in life. Because, you know, for you, you know, so a lot of ruling 11 people, believe it or not, even though they're here for a spiritual purpose and to raise the vibe on the planet, don't get involved in doing it for some reason. It's because they lack that sort of practical know-how. So really it's about working with red energy to get you into action so that you can start implementing some of these things. So at the moment you're in a year cycle 9, 10 and 12. You're in a 3. So you've got that expansion this year. So you really need to be learning something new this year. Okay, Lila. 3 energy is the mind, the left brain. It's analysis. It's about, you know, memory. So it's about stimulating the mind so you can actually retain more information during this year. So it's the ideal opportunity for you to be able to you know, either do a vocational course, or it might be you know, so some sort of personal that you do. There you go. So Lila says, I love coral. The combination, yeah, I can just imagine that. And coral and teal is, you know, it's almost like teal is a little bit like turquoise, dark turquoise, and coral is the complementary color to turquoise. So that always tells me that, you know, there are it's kind of like issues of self-acceptance and trust that can come up with that as well, because turquoise is trust and coral is about self-acceptance. Okay, so when we see that, they're complementary colors, so it carries a double sort of power behind that. Okay, so you know, determined, very idealistic. You know, you've got this beautiful energy of the 11 as well. So you do need to look at your shadows. All right, so it could be that, you know, you maybe have maybe not looked at, you know, what's lying beneath the surface. You know, maybe you need to shine a light in some of the dark areas. Release the guilt, you know, like, or, you know, what are you feeling, or where are you in judgment? You know, what's going on for you there? These sorts of things can come up for yours there. Okay, so there you go. So how did that go for you? Did that make sense? Now Bonnie says, how do I figure out day energy? Well, it's really easy. So we look at the day, like, so for today we're on July the 3rd, so it's the 3rd. We go, okay, so, you know, what is it? What does the 3 mean? And the 3, remember what I've said about the 3, it's a mind number, it's left brain, it's about imagination, memory, and analysis. It's, you know, and it's also to do with expansion. So on a 3-day, the energy that's very good for learning, for retaining information. That's how we work it out, and we look at it through all of each of the days. There you go. So Lakey's here. Nice to see you. Lakey says, I thoroughly enjoyed reading my report this morning. Thank you so much. Surprised at my Starseed origins a little. So interesting. What does it mean when your total name number is an 11? Well, basically, if your ruling number is an 11 and your total name number is 11, they're mirroring each other. So it just means, wow, this person is here for a spiritual purpose. Now, you're the same birthday as me, aren't you, Lakey? Lynn Cara, you are the 16th of October. And so, yeah, so I noticed that about you is like you, you know, you've got the Andromedan, Arcturian speaker, I think, combinations going on. I think you're the same as me. So we're like soul family. So yeah, so you're here to teach people how to love themselves. All right. It's one of the things, and actually to enjoy life and to relax and be like a cat, because speaker is the cat plane. Yeah. So I remember that about you, Lakey. So I've got good memory, haven't I? There you go, man. That was an amazing reading. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did that make sense for you then, Lila? Did you resonate with it? Yeah, both, absolutely. There you go. She says, I've been following you for a while and so grateful for this reading. You're very, very welcome, Lila. But remember what I said, you know, if you want a really great holistic report, get one of the Starseed numerology reports. That'll blow your socks off, and quite possibly your hat. Yeah. I have got a good memory, but remember, I've been doing this for a long time now, Bonnie. You know, that this has been going on for about 6 years. I've been actively, you know, working in color and numerology as a profession. So, you know, it and actually, the more you do it, the more you feel into the experiences and the energies, and you can kind of read it a lot more easily. There you go. So totally resonated, says Lila. Excellent. Fantastic. Oh, that's wonderful, Bonnie. I'm really, really pleased. So yeah, if you want to get a report, then just email me at hayden@haydencrawford.com, or send me a message through my Facebook page, which is Dreamtime Hayden on Facebook. And I'll send you all the information that you need to provide me to be able to, for me to be able to get an accurate report out to you. Because I need your day number, sorry, I need your living name, I need your birth date, I need your time and your place of birth as well. So it's all of it I have to look at. Okay, lovely. So who's next? Kim, are you next? I'm going to go to you, Kim, next, I think, since you managed to make it today. Kim Dern Garrick, there you go. It's your turn, Kim. There you go. What time is it there? Is it late at night? What's going on for you? There you go. You knew. There we go. So we got Caitlin. Where were we going? Kim. All right. 1960. All right. So the 2nd of July, 1960. Okay. Don't worry, Christina. I've not forgotten about you. So there we go. I'll do you next. So we've got the 6, got the 9, got the 1. Okay, so that's interesting. So you got the 6 there. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So you're a day 2, Kim. A day 2, a ruling number 9, 10, 16, 20, 9, 10, 16, 23, 25, 7, and a 4. And 11, 13, 4. There we go. It's 11:46 morning time. Not too bad then, is it? Excellent. Right, there you go. So you can see there, look, she's got no arrows. So she's a bit like me and the other lady that I did earlier on, where there's no arrows. So it means that, wise assertiveness is one of the most important things for you to learn in this lifetime. And also you're very adaptable. You're a day number 2. Now the 2 energy is the moon, blue moon. All right, the blue moon. Now the moon is very protective energy. If you think about it, it's very sensitive. It wants peace and tranquility and harmony. And blue, remember, is acquisitive. So blue wants to bring things towards it and to have things. And so it's feminine energy. So it's actually, it's not like the 1. The 1 is masculine. The 1 wants to own the company and to run it. The 2 is quite happy being the PA to the boss. So actually, and you want to be in a relationship. For you, the 2 is all about, the lovebirds. The 2 together. So there's a very sensitive side to your nature. And you're a ruling 7, so you like to explore the deeper meanings behind life. So 7 is Neptune energy, and Neptune is this beautiful bottle, a turquoise over turquoise, which is Atlantean and Aquarian wisdom, and it's the spiritual teacher. So this is someone who has to learn through their own experiences. So no one can tell you how to live your life, and sometimes you have to live through sacrifice. So 7 is also about sacrifice, so that you can become a teacher. So you learn through your own experiences. Sometimes you have to let go of things that are no longer serving you, so that you can then become the best teacher of all. So that's your 7 energy. That's your ruling 7. They like to explore the deeper meaning behind life. So you're a very sensitive explorer. And this year, you're actually, you struggle to talk about how you feel. So this needs to be worked on. So the throat chakra can be blocked. And a lot of starseeds find this as well, is that their throat is one of their biggest things. And it's like they're here to express something, but sometimes they struggle with that. So this is why color can be so beneficial for all of you that either have 4 wands or 1 wand, because it helps you to be able to find a way of being, or a vehicle to be able to express what's really going on for you behind the scenes. You're in a personal year cycle 4, which actually aligns with the universal year cycle. Because we're in 2020, you add the 2 and the 2 together and it creates 4. So your influence for this year is Uranus, which is the planet of the future. And Uranus is yellow over a deep turquoise. Now, this is almost like a change and disruption of old order. Okay, so this is like what's going on the planet right now, is everything's changing, breakdown of old structures, people, places, situations. So this is what's happening in your personal microcosmic sort of environment, as well as the macrocosm. You're also experiencing this. So you might be saying goodbye to people or places or things that just no longer are in alignment with you. You are very creative and you love the home. The home's very important to you as well. And you've also got the isolated 7, which means that, for you, you might have to sacrifice either love, health, or money, one of those 3 things. And that process will keep repeating itself until you learn the lesson. So learn it quickly, whatever it is, whatever the lesson is that comes up for you. So for you, you are a teacher. You could be a spiritual teacher. You're very sensitive and intuitive. I feel like for you, you need to just become more assertive, and you can basically put you into any environment and you'll do well. So whatever you choose in life to do, you'll actually do really well at. Going with the flow. Excellent. You're emotional recently and going with the flow. There you go. So I'm going to have a look at yours as well, Caitlin. So Christine, I'll do you next, and I'll have a look at you, Caitlin. All right. So Christina Shams. Now, Christina, remind me again, who was it that you wanted me to do a reading for? Christina. That's all right. How did that go for you? Did you enjoy that, Kim? Was it something that resonated with you? Did you connect up to your numbers, and can you see yourself reflected in the colors and in the numbers? That, remember, our birthday is something that we choose. All right. So it's not, and nothing happens by default. So our soul has an agreement before it comes to the planet. It's going to be born on a particular day. You're going to have a name. You choose your own name, and you're going to choose your own family. So you're going to choose your mum. You're going to choose your dad, and all of that to learn the lessons that you need. And everybody agrees to it in a contract. We all sign it. It's all signed, sealed, and delivered. So that means everything is perfect that happens in your life. Nothing is, you're never a victim of anything. Excellent, Kim. I'm really pleased that made sense. I super appreciate you. Thanks. So that's very sweet to say so, Caitlin. So it's Megan. Megan is the 31st of October, the 31st of the 10th, 1986. Who is this to you again, Christina? Is this a friend, or is it do explain? All right, so you got the 3 ones, a 3, a 9, a 6, and 8. Okay, I think I'm there with the numbers. Yeah. Okay, so this is what Megan's looks like. Okay, so she's got the arrow of intellect. So she's got those 3 numbers on her mental plane, very active mind. So for her, really, she needs grounding. I would be working with red energy with her, trying to get her grounded in the physical. She can be a bit of a chatterbox as well. So you probably have a really good gossip with her. She's got those 3 ones going there. Now, remember what I said about the 3 ones? There's 2 very distinct types. Those that really talk loads and never know when to shut up, and those that are really, very quiet and, sort of introspective. I feel that with her, I feel like she can be quite a chatty though. She's one of your besties. Okay. So yeah, so there's a good gossip going on there. Now she's got a lot of things to say. She's creative. She's got a good imagination. Her long-term memory probably isn't as good as her her long-term memory is better than her short-term memory. So sometimes with the arrow of intellect, it can affect what you remember recently, what's happened. She is very independent, organized, and she actually likes to be in control. She's very practical as well. So she's got that day number 4, which is that Uranus planet of the future energy that we were talking about just now. So this 4 energy really is a doing person. So she likes to be practically involved in life. And she's a 9, 10, 18, 19, 24, 25, 20. She's a ruling 11. So, she's somebody, again, who's got a very broad outlook on life. She's inclined, she's a master number. There's far less ruling number 11s and 22s than there are of all of the other numbers. So these people are here to guide humanity forward into the golden age. So she can do that in a very practical way. So for her, it might be that she's into massage or into yoga or doing something physical with her spirituality, if you know what I mean. She's very, a materialistic. She likes nice things in her life, so she probably likes to have, like all the nice things, like a nice car, a nice house, nice clothes, all of that sort of thing. And she's in a 4, 5, 6. She's in a 9. So she's at the end of her 9-year cycle. So she's in a personal year cycle 9. So for her, she needs to avoid making any major decisions this year. So try not to make any radical change. Just sit with the energies that are going on at the moment and know that for her next year, things will start changing. So it'll either be she's going to move house, she's going to change jobs, or she's going to change relationships. But fresh new energy comes in next year. So in the end, on your 9, it's almost like you're just allowing things to play themselves out, allow the energy just to do what it needs to do, and try not to jump the gun. So I feel like for Megan, You know, and if you're watching this, Megan, try not to jump the gun on that. Just make sure you go with the flow with it. But I also feel like for you, you could do with developing your intuition a little bit, because even though you've got this ruling 11, there's no 2 energy in there. You are quite practical, but I still feel that there's some grounding that needs to take place. And actually, sometimes you react to emotional situations. So opening the heart could be really beneficial for you as well. So looking at ways that you can integrate more pink and green energy into your life as well. There you go. I've put Christina's name on the board, but yeah, no, that was for Megan. So no, I just wrote Christina by accident, but no, it won't affect the outcome of the actual chart, Ma. There you go. So the colors have been working with crystals, especially turquoise, says Kim. Excellent. Well, you know, turquoise is a beautiful crystal which relates to Atlantis. Now, Atlantis was the mythical city that fell underneath the ocean. You know, it lowered its vibration. It was existed for millions of years in a state of 12, you know, 9th to 12th vibrational frequency. And then, of course, they abused their power and it fell. And then legend has it disappeared underneath the sea. But you know, that's the wisdom of the whales and dolphins, that Aquarian knowledge and wisdom. Like the whole of the colour mirror system behind me is based around Atlantean wisdom. So it's a really ancient wisdom coming back into the now for us to be able to harness and reactivate our soul memories. So looking more into Atlantean energies, getting an understanding of past life things, exactly, whilst attempting to embrace the new earth. Perfect, Kim. That's exactly right. Hi, Monkey Socks. Hello, all. May all your days be filled with love, laughter, joy, and abundance. And may that be shone back to you as well, Monkey Socks, in your little monkey socks. Excellent. So did that make sense? Did that describe Megan, Christina? Is that the girl that you know? Did that make sense for you? Let me know. That would be awesome. Excellent. So, Caitlin, I super appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, right. Okay. Because you said that, I'm going to have a look at your chart, Caitlin. All right, Caitlin. Now, what's your date of birth again, Caitlin? If you want to let me know, that would be. Oh, there you are. The 10th. Is that the 10th of the 1st or the 1st of the 10th? 1992. There you go. Okay, I'm going to do it based around the 10th of the 1st. Now, it's interesting. Today, what we're finding is there's a lot, 10th of the 1st, great. There's a lot of people who have got the 1 energy, the 3-1 energy today. So we go through patterns I've noticed within this, and I guess all the regulars are noticing this as well. Okay, so what we can see is this is the chart for Caitlin. So Caitlin, you've got a day number 10. So actually for you, you've got a very soft feminine power. This is gold over olive, the wheel of fortune in the colour mirror system. This is bottle 10. This is your day number influence. So this is like authentic power and wisdom in the gold in your conscious mind. And in the subconscious mind, this is like soft feminine energy. So olive green is very soft and gentle and feminine. So it's a power that's non-ego based power. So you're very adaptable. You can be a little bit superficial with people until you get to know them, and then you can start opening up a little bit more. But you are a leader. All right. So the 10 energy is a leader. You're again somebody either who is very chatty or can be quite quiet. You have got the 2 energy there, which is your intuition feminine side. So when you've got 1, 2 in your chart, and if you're a woman, you almost have the equivalent of 2, because women are naturally more intuitive than men. So you've got very reliable gut instincts, first gut instincts, and ability to be able to tune in and use your psychic abilities and to know what's going on intuitively with people around you. You've got 2 isolated 9, so you're very ambitious. Okay, you've got a great sense of responsibility and idealistic as well. And there's a lot of wisdom there as well. So you're a humanitarian who wants to be of service. You've got the arrow of frustration, which is the lack of the 4, 5, and 6 down there, the center of your chart. Now, what this means is that, there's difficulties for you during childhood. Now, this could be you also have experienced difficulties in relationships, and it could be that your mum and dad's relationship separated, or it could have been that you felt that you didn't fit in when you were a kid, or there was some sort of sibling rivalry or ill health. You've also got what's called the arrow of the inquirer. So for you, you can be a little bit skeptical of new concepts and ideas. especially that aren't scientifically proven until you get your own proof. When you get your own proof, you almost become like an avid convert. Okay, so that's what's going on there for you. That's called the Arrow of the Inquirer, which is this one here. So what we can see there is, you're in a personal year cycle 5, 6. So this year it's all about the home and family and being creative within the home. So be creative within the home, cook, garden, paint, do whatever you need to do. Your 6 energy brings in love and harmony and balance within relationships, but it also means that you might want to reinvent yourself or redecorate the house. So looking at ways that you can do that. So Lila says, I just purchased a report, and then lots of fiery Mars energy. There you go. There's your fire. Can you see that? Look at that. Really brilliant bottle, that one, for getting over shock, trauma, and abuse. Okay, because what we often find about the ruling 9 people is they come to the planet, they're very sensitive, and then all of a sudden they're here in this 3-dimensional world, and they're like, holy shit, what is this place? And it's like shock, trauma, anger, it's like, how do I deal with this place? So a lot of the time when we work with the red and orange energies like that, we get that into our cellular memory by bathing in the bottles. We can clear those old programs and patterns, activate our DNA, and it's helped to activate our light bodies fundamentally. So there you go. Fantastic. So Ashley says, yay, Lila. Grateful for your insight. Love learning about truths. Me too as well, Kim. Absolutely. Have I looked at yours? What the juice? Have I done yours before? I don't know if I have. There you go. So lots of shock and trauma growing up in childhood. There you go. No, that's it. This is what. This is what's what. This is what's what. What is what? Who else is here today that's been watching, that's been sitting in the shadows and hasn't dared sort of put their birth date forward yet? And if you let me know, then I'll have a little look and do one last reading today, because obviously it's 10:02. I've got a 10:30 today with a lady that I have been working with for about 4 years now, so I'm looking forward to catching up with her and seeing what's going on for her. There you go. Yeah, it's Hayden, Hayden. That's Hayden at Hayden Crawford, CRAWFORD.com. Hayden at HaydenCrawford.com. So just make sure you drop me an email with your deets, okay, and I'll be able to put a report together for you. Remember, they take up to 3 to 5 business days to be able to create, because they are handcrafted. They're not, done in any other way. Okay. And so Monkey Socks, the 3rd of January, 1978. There you go. Okay, so let's have a look at that. My hair is actually pink right now. Is it, Caitlin? Wow, that's crazy. There you go. All right, Monkey Socks, I'll have a look at you. Let's have a look at Monkey Socks. What's your real name, Monkey Socks? Because I'm not going to write Monkey Socks down on the board. The 3rd of January, 1978. Okay. Nicole. No, Monkey. What's your name, Monkey Socks? Robert. Okay. There you go, Robert. Okay, so Monkey Socks, Robert. He's got a 3, got a 9, got an 8, and he got a 7. Right. Okay, monkey. There you go. It's great to have another guy in the room today. That's great. So thanks for joining us. So, okay, so what we can see there, Robert, for you is you've also got the arrow of frustration. So this is the arrow where there's no 4, 5, and 6. Now that is, it's almost like the spine of your chart. When the numbers aren't there, it means that there's difficulties in your childhood. So it could be that for you, your mum and dad's relationship was separated, or maybe that there's difficulties for you in relationships. Maybe you struggle to get into a sort of like a functional relationship. Now you're always on the go as well, because you've got the arrow of activity, which is on the active end of your birth chart, the 7, 8, and 9. So Robert, for you, you're kind of here, there, and everywhere, doing as much as you can do, always busy, and you've got a lot of nervous energy. So you need bright, happy company, but you also need peace and solitude as well to be able to rebalance. So this is like frenetic kind of like, nervous-based energy that's going on for you there. And actually with your day number 3, which is expansion, for you, You really need to learn to love and accept yourself just as you are, and recognize your authentic power and love yourself unconditionally, because the 3 energy is fun loving, it's bright, it's happy, you know, it's really lovely, but sometimes it suffers from a little bit low self-esteem. So, you know, you want expansion, but you do have to learn to self-accept. You probably love music, lyrics, poetry. You're inspired by the arts, you know, and you want community-based project involvement as well. You're a great conversationalist. You don't know how you feel though, so you react to emotional situations. You're very independent, organized, and like to be in control. And you also, you know, this is your memory. So sometimes your memory is, or your imagination runs away with you a little bit. So sometimes when that happens, more so with the people with 2 3s, is a little bit paranoia can come in, because it's almost like you read things into things that aren't even there. And you're a 9 10 18 9 10 18 19 25 26 29. You're an 11, but you're a 2911. So we talk about this every week. The 2911 is an interesting one, because your ruling number is an 11, which is a master number. You're here for a spiritual purpose. You're here to guide humanity forward into the golden age of Aquarius. But you have to do that in a bit of hard, in a difficult way, because you've chosen the path of the Olympic spiritual athlete. So that's 29 in the color mirror system. That's this bottle here, which is beautiful turquoise over deep magenta, and it's called the Olympic spiritual athlete. So this is like when you add all the numbers in your date of birth, it adds 29. This means that you your soul has chosen a very difficult path for you to evolve your soul, so that you can kind of like move on. And you know, so you might be your last incarnation, for example, and you just want to learn all the lessons in this lifetime so you can go and incarnate within a different star system in the future. But it's your last look at issues of duality. So really for you, you've got to shine a light into those shadows. You've got to deal with this, you know, because for you, you know, it's almost like, I feel like for you is like you're running, you're always on the run, and actually sometimes you can separate yourself or run away and, you know, live in your head in fantasy a little bit as well. There you go. So you're always moving, and you never knew your father. I feel like this is the crux of what's going on for you. So I feel like maybe for you, you're looking for a father replacement. It's almost like, and I feel like you might go through some dysfunctional relationships in your life with guys, you know, potentially, that, you know, sort of like where you just don't feel loved. And actually, you got to turn that back around. You got to like learn to just love the darkness. All right, so that those darker aspects of self, learn to love those, okay, and recognize yourself as divine, because that's who you truly are, and that'll help you get back into the flow and trust again, and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, so you don't really remember your childhood. No, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, right, you remember your soul has chosen this. All right, it's chosen it to be able to evolve. All right, so don't judge it. Bring in forgiveness to all of it, and I feel like for you, you know, that your heart, once your heart opens up to that knowingness, that you're always, you know, that you're always, everything is perfectly imperfect, then you'll be able to move forward. All right, so universal vibes, the 4th of 11/2020 says, I love it, thanks so much. I'm Nicole. I'm going to have a look at you, Nicole, now. So Kim, the best way to use the coloured bottles, okay, and this is for everybody who's watching today, is these are a vibrational remedy, okay? So what we do is we pour them into our baths, or we get somebody to massage the dual coloured oils into our skin, all right? And the colour goes in through your skin, which is your body's largest organ. It goes into the cellular memory, and it clears and transmutes the trauma or the lie that's been programmed into the cell, and it replaces it with the truth. So you're clearing patterns, you're clearing emotions, you're clearing blockages, you're clearing behaviors, beliefs, all of it. So they work at a cellular level, and it's because it brings energy, it brings ho'oponopono, it brings light frequencies, crystalline light frequencies, and divine love into your cellular memory. Okay, so it replaces those old lies, those dense vibrations, and DNA activates crystalline light body DNA. Okay, so that's what the remedies do. There you go. So fantastic. Well, I'm glad that's helped you, monkey socks. All right, I'm really pleased. And look, Christina and Mar sending lots of love through to you there, Robert. Okay, and if you want any further sessions, then please feel free to reach out and contact me, because I offer all of my color consultations via Zoom as well, and they're on special at the moment for only 89 Australian dollars. So if you want a personalized one-to-one, I can help you work through some of those old patterns and shadows, then please do reach out. All right. Have an awesome weekend. Caitlin, definitely. So much love from Louisiana. Thank you so much. I am actually going to have to go because I've got a 10:30. So if you come in, Nicole, next week, make sure you come in. I'll do you first of all. All right. I promise. All right. So just make sure you're here. Lots of love, everybody. Lots of love. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.